Good morning, everybody. I know I haven't been posting a lot on Dauphin County weather here. I've been mainly posting on my other page, Pennsylvania Weather Action. Between Pennsylvania Weather Action and my actual job, I haven't had the time to post much recently to Dauphin County weather. But do not be concerned, that will change as we head closer and closer to the winter months. And with that being said, I just want to make a video about this upcoming week because it's a pretty wild week in terms of weather. Yesterday was clearly a very warm day, with many areas reaching 80 degrees. And right here in front of you, you're looking at today's high temperatures. And if you notice, 80 degrees is again forecasted for Harrisburg. Many areas in southeastern and south central Pennsylvania, as well as the Lehigh Valley, and even up towards New York City. Those areas could get into the 80s. Down south in Virginia, 82, 83. Washington, D.C. getting in the 80s. Higher elevations even in Laurel Highlands and down towards West Virginia here in the higher elevations. Those areas will reach the 70s, which is still impressive for this time of year. Many locations are ranging between 15 and 20 degrees above normal. Normal for this time of year in Harrisburg is right around 63, 64, maybe even 65 degrees, somewhere in there. Low to mid 60s for many of us. And as we head into Wednesday, again, 80 degrees forecasted high temperature for Wednesday. Now, if you notice, cooler air is in central and northern Pennsylvania, but we'll be under this ridge here. That strong enough ridge to keep us mainly into the 80s, some 70s for northern Dauphin. But look at Virginia and towards Washington, D.C. It wouldn't be surprising if someone in Virginia hits 90 degrees on October 19th. Very, very impressive for this time of year. But that will change as we head further and further in the week. After all, it is mid to late October now. And by Thursday, we start to see some changes. A warm front will be passing through the region sometime during the day Thursday, which will be followed by a cold front on Friday. Obviously, the cold front is the front that brings the colder temperatures. So the only reason that we're even warm Thursday is because the warm front is just north of us, and which is allowing this warm air from the south to seep into our region. Now, cold front here is back in Ohio, as you can see the cooler colors representing the 50s. So Thursday is still remaining warm, much warmer than average. We're still a good 5 to 10 degrees warmer than average. This is forecast. This is the GFS, by the way. I should have stated that earlier. Yeah, so we're still looking at the 70s for Thursday. Now, this is where the temperatures really take a crash. Cold front will push through Friday. And look at that. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this one out, where the cold front is. Right over eastern PA. 54 degrees in Harrisburg, 75 degrees in Philadelphia. 20-degree difference, and a little over 100 miles, or about 100 miles there. That's pretty substantial. So yeah, Friday is going to be a very chilly day. Our high temperatures Friday will actually occur during the overnight hours, early Friday morning. But by Friday afternoon, we're talking about the 50s to even 40s in higher elevations, more so across your Laurel Highlands and up near like the Bradford area. But for us, low 50s seems like a legitimate temperature for Friday afternoon. Now this is where it gets interesting for Saturday. Saturday's even colder. Now this isn't the high temperatures for Saturday. This is actually Saturday 8 p.m. So this is the game time for the Penn State-Ohio State game. And forecasted forecasted game time temperatures for the Penn State game is going to be right around the 40-degree mark according to the GFS. Around here, mid-40s seems reasonable. So this is going to be a nice cold shot for our area after this crazy warmth for this time of year. Now we shouldn't really expect any freezing or frost advisories to be issued because our growing season technically has come to a close. But what is interesting is after that cold front sweeps through, we have a system that develops towards our north, like well off to our northeast, but that allows for northwest winds to come off the lake. And when you have temperatures in the 30s, even lower 40s, that gives you the chance for maybe some wet snowflakes mixing into what would be lake effect showers coming off Lake Erie. You have the northwest breeze, and this is looking at 850 millibar temperatures, and any number here, this is labeled -3. Any number less than 0 is cold enough to support snowfall. Now, these grays represent the precipitation, so obviously, if looking at the scale here, it's on the lightest side. So we're not looking at heavy precip, we're looking at very light. So if this were to occur, we're talking about possible wet snowflakes mixing into rain showers for northwestern Pennsylvania. Harrisburg area and anywhere near the south central lower Susquehanna Valley, we're looking at just some patchy drizzle, nothing, not a huge deal. But what is interesting is for the game time here at Penn State, Ohio State game, this is showing some potential rain and snow showers for the game. Now this is not definite as it is just a projection and many models differ. But what is for sure is cold temperatures will be forecasted by this weekend. And again, cold enough that maybe, just maybe, some locations throughout Pennsylvania sees their first flakes Saturday night and into early parts of Sunday morning. It's a potential at this point. Speaking of snow, my official winter forecast will be out sometime early November here, but I do want to go into potential, well, not potential, but the winter anomalies for this time of year. And I put together this graphic here, and I labeled 6 winters that I find pretty similar to what we might be approaching here as we head into winter this year. We have 1959, 1966, 67, 83, 84, 95, 96, 05, 06, and 13, 14. Our average, any number labeled in the orange here is our average snowfall for Harrisburg, just shy of 30 inches. The blue is labeling the snowfall for that particular year. And if you can do the math here, 5 out of the 6 years are above average. Now some are greatly above average, some are right around average, and of course 05, 06 was below average. But when I compare the winters, these winters, to where we are now and what future projections show, I would have to rank these, if I had to name the top 3, 95, 96 is looking pretty good. Now, we had a blizzard that year. I'm sure many of you remember the January blizzard of 1996, where it produced over 20 inches of snow. So that number right there, that 64.9, is definitely heavily influenced by that snowstorm. Taking out that snowstorm, you would still have a 40-45 inch winter season for snowfall. So 95-96 is number 1. Again, that's not guaranteeing over 60 inches of snow. This is just based on projections and current atmosphere influences right now across the United States and as well as the world. When we're looking at the Gulf of Alaska, we're having a positive PDO right now, which is good for a nice ridge out west and a trough in the east. And also we're looking at a La Nina. Now a strong La Nina is no good for our area. However, it's not going to be a strong La Nina this year. Last year was a strong El Nino, but now we're transferring into a weak La Nina. And weak La Nina support a trough somewhere over the east rather than a ridge, so that's going to give us some colder temperatures for this upcoming winter. But we're going to have temperature swings, there's no doubt about it, and depending on when the precipitation arrives, when we have those temperature swings, will all depend on when and where we get our snowfall. Now, we are talking about probably a lot of clipper events, maybe light to moderate snowfalls. Do I see a big snowstorm like last year happening? Probably not. Last year, because we had the strong El Nino, we also had a very strong subtropical jet stream. That helps produce the large snowstorms, or any storm really. This year, the subtropical jet stream is not going to be a big factor, so we'll have these storms that have a little less precipitation with them, but we'll likely have more of them. So we might, instead of just having one storm giving us 30 inches of snow, we might have 10 storms that deliver 4 or 5 inches, and bam, right there is 40, 50 inches by the end of the year. So it's just something to keep in mind here as we're looking at these numbers. If you're a snow lover, it's looking pretty good for at least an average season. I mean, looking at these graphics here, 5 out of 6 are above average, so it's looking pretty good for us snow lovers out there. Of course, these are just anomalies, and this upcoming year, 25 years from now, this upcoming year will be another anomaly. So anomalies vary, and that's why we use averages, because even average is an average. It's forecasting a season, any type, whether it's winter or summer, it's it's nearly impossible, but we do our best that we can, and that's what makes weather interesting. You never know what you're going to get. This video extended a little bit further than I thought, but that's alright here. So we're headed into mid to late October now, and by November you'll start seeing more posts on Dauphin County weather. I know many of you know that I'm a winter weather freak. I love the snow. Though that does not make me biased like some other people. I don't hype snow events. I don't hype winter. I'm not going to forecast 2 feet of snow for every winter storm like some people do. That's not about me. I try to give the realist evaluation of each upcoming storm. And I know you guys appreciate it. I appreciate all the support you guys have given me. This is going to be, let's see, I think this will be the either second or third winter for Dauphin County. I think it's the 3rd winter for Dauphin County weather. Back when I made it I believe I made Dauphin County weather in 2014, summer of 2014. So yeah, this will be our 3rd winter with Dauphin County weather. I appreciate, again, all the support, and I look forward to continuing posting as we head into the winter months. I'm sure many of you are looking forward to the winter just as I am. But I know there are some people out there that wish we could be summer all year round. Well, I can tell you, you can start marking your calendar now for March 20th or 21st, first day of spring. It's not, once these winter months get going, they seem to fly by for quite some time. So try not to make this winter fly by. I mean, us snow lovers like to keep it dragging. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy this video. Just keep it here. I will keep you guys updated if there's any snow chances this weekend for northwestern PA. Should be interesting to track from 80s to 40s and 50s. Should be an interesting time. Alright, guys. Have a good one.